Welcome to the Interesting Documentary YouTube channel. You are here to hear a story of extraordinary faith and love. A story that forever changed the lives of many people. This is a story about Saint Maximilian Kolbe, a Franciscan friar whose sacrifice at the Auschwitz death camp became a beacon in the darkest chapter of human history. If you want more similar content about the history of the Holocaust, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and leave the keyword "I want" in the comment section. Now, I invite you to get to know the man who sacrificed his life to save humanity. Born in 1894 in a small Polish town called Zduńska Wola, Kolbe felt a strong connection to God from an early age. His mother recounted that one night, while Kolbe was praying, the Virgin Mary appeared to him, holding two crowns, one white and one red. The white one symbolized purity and the red one martyrdom. Kolbe bravely chose both. This dream or vision was etched in his memory forever and became his life's guide. At just 13 years old, he entered the Franciscan seminary. Ordained as a priest, Maximilian, the name he chose for himself, became a true soldier of the Lord. He felt a burning desire to spread the faith and establish communities. He founded the Militia Immaculati, which became a major center for religious press and radio. Kolbe was an innovator. He used modern technology to reach as many people as possible and inspire them to live a virtuous life. His mission was directed not only at Poland, but also at more distant lands. He traveled to Japan and India, where he continued to expand his missionary work. However, he eventually returned to Poland, to one of the monasteries. At the start of World War II, German soldiers occupied Kolbe's monastery. Most of the friars were sent away, but Kolbe and a few others remained to look after it. Kolbe's last published article on the topic of death directly criticized Nazi ideology. This, of course, angered the Germans, and they arrested Kolbe. He was eventually sent to Auschwitz. Upon arrival, prisoners were greeted with the words, "If you are a priest, expect to live this long. If you are this, expect to live this long. And if you don't like it, go and jump on the electric fence." These were the words the guards used to greet the newcomers. However, the arrivals were also greeted by the sign "Arbeit macht frei", meaning "work sets you free". Auschwitz was not only a place where people were expected to work hard, but also a place where any hope was intended to be destroyed. This was also the case for Kolbe. He had to perform heavy physical labor such as digging and moving logs. When he didn't work fast enough, he was beaten. Despite the constant violence and exhausting work, Kolbe endured everything with great patience and serenity. He always encouraged other prisoners to be merciful and forgiving. During rare moments of rest, he even taught theology to other prisoners, teaching them about the Holy Trinity and the heaven that awaited them. In Auschwitz, a rule was in effect. If even one prisoner escaped from a block, 10 prisoners from the same block would be locked in a cell to die of starvation. This was a way to deter prisoners from even the slightest desire to escape. One day, after the prisoners returned from work, it was discovered that one person was missing. The commander ordered all the prisoners in the block to stand in formation for hours in the hot summer sun. He then walked through the rows and pointed to prisoners who were to die of starvation. The last man he chose was Franciszek Gajowniczek. The man began to shout, "I have a wife and children!" Although Kolbe was not selected and was standing a few rows behind, he raised his hand, walked up to the commander and said, "I want to take this man's place." The commander asked, "Who are you?" "I'm a Catholic priest," Kolbe replied. The commander responded, "Fine, I don't care which pig dies." Kolbe, along with the other 9 condemned men, was locked in the starvation cell. Instead of despair and anger, the cell became a place of prayer and faith. The prisoners sang hymns and prayed, led by Kolbe. After 2 weeks, only Kolbe and a few others were still alive. The guards decided to end the execution and gave them a lethal injection. In his final moments, instead of resisting, Kolbe extended his arm, showing that he forgave his executioners. Throughout his life, Kolbe had the same dream or vision many times, that he was floating above Poland. He never understood what it meant or why this vision kept coming to him. When he died on August 14, 1941, he was, in a literal sense, floating above Poland. After his death, his body, along with those of other prisoners, was placed in a crematorium oven and burned. His ashes rose through the chimney, and his wind scattered his ashes across Poland, thus fulfilling his vision. Kolbe's sacrifice was not just an act of love, but also a triumph of faith. His sacrifice showed that even in the most horrific circumstances, love, compassion, and faith can overcome hatred. After the war, the man Kolbe saved, survived, and dedicated the rest of his life to telling the world about Kolbe's heroic deed. In 1982, Pope John Paul II declared him a saint. Today, Saint Maximilian Kolbe is not only a saint of the Catholic Church, but also a hero for all of humanity. His story reminds us that each of us can choose good, even in the most terrifying moments. Thank you for being with Interesting Documentary. Share this story to inspire others. Which lesson from this story inspires you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments. And now, thank you for watching, and see you in the next Interesting Documentary video about the history of the Holocaust.